It all started in the little town of Prettyville, where we visited my sister and her daughter. Prettyville is a lifestyle destination for the well-to-do. Pretty is what it is, and pretty is what it sells. You will come upon nothing ugly in Prettyville, and if you do, it will be removed. If you're from the big city, Prettyville is boring as hell. My sister loves the place. Then again, she's hardly ever there. So with nothing better to do, I picked up a copy of the local paper, the Prettyville Gazette, and to my surprise, it was full of stories about crime. But it was weird crime. In a town where nothing ever happens, half the crime stories were about people who thought they'd seen a crime, but mostly they hadn't. Oh yeah, and arguments with the neighbors. That was a strong theme. I found something really zen in it all. False perception versus true reality. Human folly and fear that leads to conflict and unhappiness for no good reason. I meditate about this stuff every morning. Anyway, thoughts of Zen lead to thoughts of Japan. Thoughts of Zen and Japan lead to haiku, the most stripped down and visceral of all verse forms. Haiku get to the point fast, and then you contemplate that point. So, I rewrote all the crime stories as haiku. 3 lines of 5 syllables, then 7 syllables, then 5 again. Here are some of them. Reported stolen. Reported a cell phone that wasn't stolen after all. 2 young men tussling. 2 young men alarm some passers-by. But it's just young men. Did the 2 dogs fight? The only snarls police heard were from the owners. A panhandler on P Street was told not to be what he was being. I showed the haiku to my sister, who turned around and sent them to the Prettyville Gazette, which printed them. Well, that was encouraging, so I kept writing haiku after I came home from Prettyville. I published them here and there, mainly online on different websites, hundreds of them. I get the stories I use from newspaper websites, mainly from the police blotter column. The police blotter is where newspapers put short crime reports that are too trivial for a big story but still of interest to the public, especially in a small town where they're interested in everything that happens. Mainly the police blotter reports basic crime, burglary, thefts, fights, vandalism. He saw it, he wanted it, he took it. But the blotters also hold little slices of life, that part of life anyway, in which normal people go off the rails of an ordered existence and inexplicably behave badly, whether by committing a crime or by suspecting everyone around them of committing a crime. Here are a few. He took off months ago. Now he's back and just can't see why she changed the locks. I'm sorry, he said, and then he snatched her necklace and ran off with it. He rolls his own smoke. The neighbors won't believe that they are tobacco. The beers assured him that Dad's old badge and gun would bring good luck with women. Backhoe and joyride, 2 words that shouldn't collide. It didn't end well. You are not alone. Do keep that in mind when you go hiking naked. The crimes are small, but the humanity is large. The police blotter is comedy and tragedy and the human condition on page 6 every day next to the tire ads. Stripping down a story to its essence down to 17 syllables, it's a tough job, but it can be done once you figure out what the story really is. This can take 2 minutes, 2 hours, or 2 weeks. So after several years of this, it's time for Police Blotter Haiku, the book. Over 250 haiku, each one a short story, in one slim volume. I plan to self-publish through publish-on-demand services. Amazon first, then perhaps Lulu, and there'll be at least 1 ebook version. I've written books before and self-published them. I've spent a lot of time, had a lot of fun, and made a little money. I know how to do it, and I've already got the manuscript finalized. The words are ready. What's needed now is final layout, and for that I need illustrations, like the ones you've seen, only better. I plan to take photos, then convert them to drawing-style graphics with a photo editor. Where I can, I'm going to use friends as photographers and models, but I also need to rent some studio equipment and pay a few starving actors to model for some shots I wouldn't dare ask friends to do. But after all that, I'm going to spend most of the money promoting the book. My goal is to do the unthinkable, sell at least 1,000 copies of a self-published book of poetry. It's a mighty and foolhardy task, rather like crossing the Atlantic in a lawn chair suspended from weather balloons. Fortunately, Police Blotter Haiku come with a built-in fan base in the media, newspaper reporters. They like what I do with the stories they write, and I'm hoping that they'll write stories about my book. I've already got some publicity on this project from the local journalists without even asking. So I'm going to send out a couple of hundred copies to editors and columnists and a list of papers who publish serious local crime coverage, and a press packet, of course. I think it'll work. So you could help with all that. Head back to Kickstarter for the details. An inscribed copy of Police Blotter Haiku is extremely easy to obtain, as is my gratitude. And remember, you can see some of my haiku for free, now and forever. All the newer haiku are going on this website. I'm still writing them. She'll always be known as the woman who menaced a man with her fork. She still seeks the car that her husband parked somewhere on the day he died. His nude manliness, displayed for the girls next door, incited no lust. Jilted and angry, he would take his revenge by deflating her tires. Spot, his owner swore, was no chicken killer, but there was video. Anyway, enjoy my haiku for free on my website, and if you like, support the book. I will be incredibly grateful. Thanks for listening. Whoa.